Hello, good morning, everyone. So, in our last session, we explored that science of habits, and how small and repeated actions, our behavior, that is through a simple loop, is being formed. So that we have discussed. And we have discussed the cues, that means the triggers, the behaviors, and the reward, how they work. So and every habit our brain forms, so there is a programming in the brain that is being formed actually. So a wiring or connection in the brain is formed. So now a question arises in our mind that if my brain is wired, so in a certain way or in a definite way, so can I really change it? So that's the question. So that's what today's topic begins here. And yes, it can be changed. Our brain can be changed. And Einstein, the greatest of scientists, so once he told, uh, our brain is a muscle. It can be changed through regular exercises. That means brain friendly exercises I'm talking about. So this is the science which we want to discuss here, how our habits formed inside the brain. So this topic or this session will follow the previous session. So if anybody wants to watch the depth of how to form habits or the science of habits, you can watch the previous video. So I am your global mindset coach, Sujit. I am a International Coaching Federation certified PCC level coach, and I am NLP master practitioner also. And let us focus on this. So our topic of discussion today is neuroplasticity. So what is that? So let's see. So this is the science neuroplasticity. So it sounds like something plastic or something flexible. Yes, we are true. It is flexible, that is plastic. But brain is not exactly plastic material, but this is our brain can rewire itself. Whenever any kind of change, any kind of new habits is we are adopting, new actions we are adopting, or new behavior we are adopting, so our brain is liable to change itself, rewire itself. Sometimes it breaks the old patterns, sometimes it forms the new patterns, and sometimes it uh, go through a evolution kind of thing also in the best cases. So how it is formed? So the ability of the brain to change itself according to the environment and situation, or that flexibility, is known as neuroplasticity. So neurons, that is related to our brain, which are in our brain, billions of neurons are there in our brain. They are working simultaneously. They are go hand in hand with all our body organs, cells, everything. And plastic, that is flexibility. That means our brain contains neurons which are flexible to change or which are liable to change. So that is the thing. So now, so in this session, we will discuss about this neuroscience of brain plasticity, because neuroplasticity is otherwise known as also brain plasticity. Okay. So now, so what happens here? We can say, I will show one picture here. So you can go for that. So everybody knows about our brain and its structure, right? So here in our brain, so what is happening there? Our brain is a different, system which works. And what happens, so that is there, whenever our brain starts working, suppose you are thinking something new thing, or you are thinking some I mean uh, to adapt the new habits, right? So that's where you try to change this. So when you try to change this kind of habits, and when you try to change this kind of patterns, so what is happening inside our brain, there is the connections, new connections are being formed. So when new connections are being formed, so what is happening there, there rewiring of our brain arises there. So so when there will be the rewiring of brain will be there, then what will happen, so it is not like that. Okay, so so I will show you a picture here. So that picture will help you depict the brain structure. So this is what our brain structure is look like. Yeah, you can see here, this is the brain structure, how the neurons are coming out from our brain cells, right? So this is what neuroplasticity, you can see this, it's the brain's remarkable ability, that is to change or adapt and rewire itself throughout its lifetime. And the brain changes actually physically when you think new thing or think something, when you learn, when you practice, and when you unlearn also. So previously the science was telling that, the science tells the brain plasticity cannot be changed when we grow old. But gradually, what happens? The science proved that, the science has proved, the science has proved that when we go for, I think the share is visible, because I have stopped share now. The I was showing the brain's picture, and that was there. Okay. So what is happening here? So I am asking you something, interesting question. So have you ever tried to stop checking your phone, and you found that your hand automatically goes to the phone, and it search where the phone is? So why that happens? So there is a habit circuit or loop has been formed. So you want that or you don't want that, so that goes happening with you, right? So that's the case. Even when there are some, there are some actions, there are some actions are there. So when uh, we start doing the action, and we do it for several times, then even if we don't consciously do that, unconsciously we start doing that. If it's good habit, then it will give us good consequence, and if these are bad habits, then that gives you bad consequence. So that is what we can change this also. There is nothing to worry for that. This can be changed. So what I told, the neuroplasticity, that is the ability of the brain to reorganize itself by forming new neural pathways, or forming new neural pathways, strengthening the existing connections which are there already, and or pruning the unused ones. Sometimes I will give you one example. I will give you one example. Sometimes what happens, uh, there are some uh, there are some works, or there are some maybe you might have seen in some cases in childhood. Suppose let us go to your childhood. You do some habits like you just eating your thumb, or but as you grow old, you realize that, so that is not a good habit. So you tried to, first you became aware that that is not a good habit, then you tried to avoid that habit, and you did it, and you did it, isn't it? So that is what we say, uh, the unused one. So those habits are unused actually, that is not required, so we stopped it, right? So this is happening in every case. Maybe in offices, when we keep some files which are in use, so we regularly use it, we keep it at the front, at the top, and the files which are unused, or the files which are obsolete, not required anymore, what do we do with that? We just discard those files. Maybe in the hard copy files also I'm talking about, or soft copy files also I'm talking about, any kind of file, the same process we do. We burn the unused ones. And sometimes what we do, we update the files also, because same file which is in use needs updation with requirement of time, with requirement of technology, or with requirement of our clients also sometimes. So those files are updated or upgraded, like the mobile apps that you have. So that is also upgraded from time to time. The softwares, they are upgraded from time to time. In the similar way, in our brain also, the neural patterns, the neural pathways, sometimes it is formed anew, and sometimes it is upgraded. That means the original pathway will be there, but so those, there is some improvement in the pathways. I will tell in detail later how to do that, and discard the unused ones which we don't need, that is being discarded, right? So that's what is happening. So that is neuroplasticity, ability of the brain to reorganize itself. How? By forming new neural pathways, strengthening the existing connections, or upgrading what I say, and running the unused ones. So that's what. And why does it matters? That is, habit matters, because our habits are not just habits, they are our behaviors, and they correspond with brain circuits. In the last discussion I told you how they are being formed, habits are formed. And when we go on practicing, there is a habit loop formed inside our brain, habit loop, that is called habit loop. And from our childhood, we practiced many habits. So if we can remember, some of our habits are not changed. It is very difficult to change. Some of our habits are very difficult to change. And some of our habits we have already changed, we have already discarded. And some of our habits we have upgraded, we have improved in the habits. How did he do that? Because in the childhood, the loop, the habit loop, or the circuit, the neural circuit that has been formed by practicing over the period of time, practicing frequently, repeating frequently the same action, that had become the habit. And when we got aware that yes, I have to discard this habit, we discarded and we stopped doing that. But again, to stop that, it needed some time. Our brain should aware that within this much of time we can discard that. And there are some habits we have upgraded, we have improved in that. Suppose in my childhood I was reading only 1 hour per day. Now I am reading 5 hours per day. So have not you upgraded the practice of study? The way you are brushing your teeth, that has been also upgraded. Some of us who used to brush our teeth only in the morning time, maybe you have upgraded that morning and just before going to bed, 2 times a day. So that has been upgraded, brushing the tooth. And some people in the daily life, daily they are upgrading. For example, a teacher who teaches, when he joins the teaching profession, he starts the teaching profession, the way he teaches, the way he walks into the class, the way he delivers the lesson, may not be that much confident, but gradually over the period of time, when time passes, when experience grows, every day he practices teaching, every day he comes and smiles at the students. So that practice makes him confident and his neural patterns improved for teaching and he become the best teacher. How does it happen that? This all game is inside our brain. This all game is inside our brain game, if I say. And even sometimes what happens, the famous have you heard about the famous study of London taxi drivers? You might have heard, some people might have heard. So what is happening there? So in London, the taxi drivers, they uh, you know the routes are very complex, routes are there. So they are always navigating through the complex routes or complex roads. So their brain, by every day when they are doing the driving in the complex road, they are navigating to the roads. So there is this is a larger hippocampus development is there inside the brain. Why? Because they are navigating different routes or complex routes. That's why their brain has been changed. Their brain has been changed. So, who told brain cannot be changed? The science before, they were telling our brain can be changed only in our childhood, but now it is confirmed that our brain can be changed at any age, any point of time, whenever you want, but it needs some time. It needs a practice, it needs awareness, then practice. And this is called the brain rewiring or neural rewiring. So now, so this is what we discussed about the what is neuroplasticity. Now let us go to uh, the types or the levels of neuroplasticity. What are the levels of neuroplasticity? So there are different levels of neuroplasticity. The first one is a structural level, and another is this one, your functional level. So I will change. I will show you one picture here. From that, you can know. So sometimes what happens, you can see the picture. Some changes, that is three levels are there, that is neuroplasticity, synaptic level, that is structural level, and a network or behavioral level. So if I just go back, so this is the neural patterns, or what happens, why the neuroplasticity matters. That is, new habits will be formed and old habits will be broken down, and we learn faster. It helps in emotional control. It's helping change in identity. How change in identity? Because if you change your behavior, your response will be changed, and your identity, people will know, different identity, right? And brain can be changed at any age. This also I told you, and these are the three levels. Three levels are there. Another is synaptic level, and structural level, and network level, that is behavioral, right? So synaptic level, that is synapses, that means connection that strengthens or weakens between neurons. There are billions of neurons are there. If the connection between the neurons strengthens, then again it will be responsible for a good pathway, because connection means the electromagnetic signals will pass through one neuron to another neuron. If that connection is strong, then that traveling of the neuron signals or electromagnetic signals will be better. If it weakens, then it is, I mean, not good for that. But again, the strengthen and weaken, this concept can be explained in two ways. I will tell you. And the structural, that is new branches and pathways in physical forms, is reformed. Structural means structure will be changed. Sometimes the connection will be strengthened or weakened. Sometimes the structure will change, the pathway also change in the physical form. And network, the new patterns create new behaviors and new identity. So, how the synaptic change occurs? You see, in this picture that I have shown here, the neurons that fire together wire together. This is the best concept actually. The neurons that are fire together, they wire together. See how dull this is the picture before the new synaptic change, and this is the after the synaptic change is there. So I will describe this one. So structural change, that is physical rewiring and habit repetition, and network change, new patterns, new behaviors will be formed when entire network of neurons reorganize and experience identity level transform. So it just changes who you are. So that it just changes who you are. Isn't it a beautiful thing? So I will just tell you. I will just tell you. So what is that? Listen. So we just go for synaptic level, right? The synaptic level is strengthening the pathways, strengthening the pathways. Number one, if the pathways are strengthened, then what will happen? If it's a good habit and neural pathways are strengthened, then what will happen there? For a good habit, that's good. But for a bad habit, it is better, it is always better to have a weakening that pathway. It is better to have weakened that pathway, because that bad habit will be not formed strongly. So that we need actually, right? And for structural thing, I'm telling, that is it changes. Some structures are being changed. That is the brain regions, or it network level change will be there. So that is also definitely needed. And the last one is identity level or behavioral level, I told. Because whenever you form new behavior, new identity will be formed, because our behavior shows our identity, the way I behave. So from where it starts? The way my neurons are behave, the patterns are behaving. If my patterns are deformed and they are behaving in a negative manner, they are working in a negative manner, my behavior will be wrong to people. And if my behavior will be wrong to the people, then definitely people will take me in a wrong way. My identity in the society will be wrong. So it changes the identity. That's why we call it identity level shift in the neural patterns. So synaptic level, the network level, and behavioral or identity level, right? So now let me just discuss with you. So is there any time or is there any age that our brain's neuroplasticity depend? See, yes, we know that for children, the neuroplasticity or the capacity to change the brain functions or the neural pathways that may be strong. But for adults also, the plasticity still retains throughout the life. It is the research of Mayo Clinic MacPrish. I'm telling, so you can go to check that Mayo 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 Clinic MacPrish. They say age and time. If I speak about, while younger brains are more plastic, but adult brains are still remain plastic throughout the life, right? How? Let me give one example. In our childhood, we learn new things, many new things. We learn different languages, right? And we learn maybe instrumental playing in different games we learn. So it improved the gray matter in our brain. There is a matter, gray matter. When we learn new things, the gray matter in our brain improves or increases, and that helps the learning of new things. So don't you think it is not only the matter of childhood that we learn new things? Rather, in old age also, in adulthood also, we learn many different things. For example, somebody is not playing football or any game, maybe indoor or maybe outdoor, but when that person got employment at the age of 22 or 23 or maximum 25 years, then he got free time to do different activity after the office hours. So he thought of joining a sports club, and that person joined the sports club, but he in his childhood had never played any game. So he thought of playing carom board, or he thought of playing chess, and he learned chess. He learned carom board. He may learn badminton, playing badminton also. He may learn playing cricket also. And he learned. Maybe it's a bit slow, but he learned. When he is learning new sports, learning new games, right? So don't you think his brain is adapting the new rules, new regulations, new habits, new way of taking decisions while playing the game, while playing the match, and becoming the resilient when he defeats or loses a match and again go to play the next game or next match? It improves the resilient. So where did that resilience come from? That resilience is not only from body. When your body is tired and your body is again you are activating and you want to play. So which part of your body wants that one? That is your mind, that is your brain. Resilient. So is not it developed in your adulthood also? Or are not as old people, we develop that kind of resilient at times in different things I'm talking about? Are not we learning driving? Have we learned driving in our childhood, or we have learned driving in our adulthood? Because a child cannot drive a car below 18 years. He can drive, but legally, if you say when you are 18 years of age, then you can drive a car. Agreed? So that's why. So that's why. So these are the things matters. So age is just a number comes here again. So people are learning new languages, people are learning new instruments later in the life stage, right? And they show changes. Then gray matter changes, right? Correct? So So if we know brain can be changed, so why not harness this? Why not use this concept? Let us change our brain for a good cause. Let us change our brain for good purpose. We can do it, right? So just to recapitulate how the neuroplasticity and habit formation are connected, interconnected, the next point of discussion. So we'll do that. So we talked about the triggers. We talk about rewards, we talk about routines, behaviors, the brain circuits, and habit formation, right? So let us connect to the neuroplasticity. So whenever you repeat a behavior, hmm, whenever you repeat a behavior or you reinforce, that is the neural circuit. So what is happening there? You repeat a behavior. For example, I'm giving one simple example. So suppose somebody has a practice of somebody has a practice of eating chocolate or eating sweets after dinner. So just think and tell, is it good or bad to have chocolate after uh, so eating chocolate after dinner? Yeah, so that is dessert. So eating chocolate after dinner is good or bad? Eating sweets after dinner, it is good or bad? After dinner, if you take sweets and you sleep, then the sweet particles will stick to your teeth, the cavities, and it will form, uh, I mean, plaques maybe, and it will decay your tooth. So that's the problem. So that's a bad habit, right? So I want to stop it. How to do that? So what I do, uh, for example, I have to think after dinner what else I can do. So the first day, I think of after dinner, immediately I go for a walk. After dinner, I go for a walk. So I avoid chocolate and I go for a walk. But my mind or my brain wants that chocolate at the time after dinner immediately, because it was the habit loop has been formed. After dinner, immediately chocolate. After dinner, immediately chocolate. But what I did after dinner, I paused a little bit and I think, I pause. Just whenever you want to change your habit, first you pause and think and then go for that. Then gradually, in that space of 5 second or 10-second pause, you just put a different habit or different behavior. So suppose I am showing this space. Here you have dinner, and this is you have eaten chocolate or sweets immediately. Now you create some space. So the space, completed dinner, you finished your dinner, this space is there, you wait for 5 seconds or 10 seconds, just think what you can do, what else you can do before going to the chocolate. You walk or you listen to the music, you add another activity here, you add another action, another behavior here, right? So that you are distracted, your brain has been distracted from the chocolate or sweets after dinner. Then what is happening here? The neural circuit or the pathway that has been formed from dinner to chocolate, that has been broken. With regular practice of 5 to 7 days, so that neural pattern will be weakened. I was talking about that synapse that will be weakened. If that once weakens, then it is easy to break. So after 7 8 days it weakens, and then easy to break means you stop that. Your brain will not want that chocolate or sweet again, because after dinner you have habituated. That means the circuit has been formed. After dinner walking, after dinner walking. So that's what you get. So in this way, even you will be astonished to learn that or know, in some cases the stroke patients when they go for rehabilitation, neuroplasticity allows other brain areas take over the lost function and underscores the power of change, right? So that is the power of change. That is functional plasticity, you can say. Functional plasticity means, the suppose some area of the brain is responsible for the function of some areas of the body. Then after the patient has undergone stress, after that period, the stroke has occurred. After that, when stroke rehabilitation process is there, this is the doctor's work. Only I'm informing, because anything health issues like this, so should be connected to the doctor, not me. This is not the final viewpoint, right? So doctor is the best judge to tell that, best person to tell that. So the stroke rehabilitation persons, they also develop neuroplasticity. So how important or how useful this neuroplasticity is, just think of that. So the brain wiring is occurring. And for example, in old age also, maybe after adulthood, not in the childhood. Yes, okay, childhood neuroplasticity is confirmed to be developed, no problem. Brain rewiring will be confirmed to be developed. But I'm just telling here, it can be formed in adulthood? Is it can be formed in after 40s, after 50s also? Yes. Have not your willpower increased as you were in childhood? Willpower, from what is that willpower? From where it is coming? That willpower, it is coming from inside our brain. Our patterns. Suppose a situation is occurring in front of us, odd situation, a frantic situation, or a fearful situation occurs in front of our. So in childhood, we did afraid to that situation, and we withdraw from the situations. But gradually, when we grow old, we learn how to fight that situation, and we avoid that fear. And when we grow old, 30 or 35s, and we are and when we are having our children, then we avoid that our childhood fears, and now we are strong enough to confront that fear, overcome that fear, and fight with the fear, and even to teach our child how to overcome that fear. See how experienced our brain become over the period of time. Is it not neuroplasticity? Is it not the flexibility of our brain? Yes, it is. So that's what happening. So now let us discuss. There are some see, this is all about what can happen or what can neuroplasticity do. So these are the thing. Now see, if you are aware of what is neuroplasticity and what is its importance, so now why not let us learn about how it can be developed. And do you think everybody at any age develop neuroplasticity, or they can change their habits, they can change their brain for good cause? I am telling, it is not for everybody. Some people, they decay their brain neurons, their patterns are damaged. It is not only for accidents or not only for traumas and etc. I'm telling about. Now I will discuss some of the hacks, brain hacks, which is very important, which enhance your plasticity. Number one, the attention and novelty. Attention and novelty. How? Listen, suppose there is a change or surprise element suddenly. For example, I am sitting. Uh, you are telling that you are not afraid of anything else. Now you have overcome your fear in the adulthood. Suppose you are sitting silently, calm and quiet inside your home with your family, happy family. All of a sudden, the thunder is there coming in the sky outside, and it vibrated the window panes of your home. then will not you afraid? And how do you react at that time? And we told that we are not afraid of anything now, but when the sudden lightning is there, that sudden trigger is there, are not we afraid? So what happened there? Already that fear is not there in our brain pathway, but that is a sudden trigger that fear developed actually. So that is the, what you say, instant neural change will be there, instant neural change. But yes, that will be avoided, that will be stopped after the lightning will be stopped, after the thunder will be stopped. So that fear will not be there, right? And that may not be repeated again, isn't it? But that is instantaneous change in your neural patterns, instantaneous neurotransmitter formed inside your body, inside your mind. So sometimes some surprise somebody gives, any surprise element happens. So then also that neural patterns triggers, isn't it? Because our brain has to notice that, and our brain has to adapt that one. For example, when we are driving a car on the road, some odd situation occurs and somebody passes just in front of our car and we put our brake. So that is, have we thought of that incident? But we have recovered from that incident immediately. We applied our brake. So what happened there? And we saved a life and we saved ourselves and our family, right? So what is happening there? That's a surprise or trigger, immediate, that instantaneous neural patterns are being formed to save your life. Because that incident, that accidental situation has never come by informing you. Without information that came to you, you reacted, you responded very suddenly. And at that point time, if your neural circuits, neural pathways I am talking about, if that would not have been strong enough or flexible enough, your decision may be wrong. So that is important actually. That is important. If our, why we need to make a strong neural patterns, neural pathways, and our plasticity, brain plasticity or neural plasticity should be strong. So that's important in those kind of cases, those kind of situations, surprise triggers, right? And this surprise may come in road accident, this surprise may come in stressors like job loss, or some this kind of surprises may come in people loss, relationship loss, or some sudden altercation with somebody. So how we behave at that time, so that needs a strong neuroplastic condition in of our brain, and how to develop that, right? So intentionally, if you do brain exercises every day, so that will strengthen your neural pathways. That will strengthen your neural pathways. But you have to do intentionally, consciously. You have to do that. So that is the thing, and 1 hour. And so, what you want to, how you will do that? I'm telling you, just try that kind of thing, like you try to do meditation, do attention, and you try to do breathing exercises, right? So that will help you develop your mindfulness. And mindfulness, at that point of time when that road accident might have been occurred, you think of that situation. So who will save himself or herself at that situation? The person who is more mindful, he will save at that person, he will be saved, he will save the life, he will save the life of others. So he will be safe. And the person who is mindful and knows or aware how to respond to the situation, he will save himself or herself at the stressful surprise conditions, stressful relationship loss problems. So this need to be practiced, our brain neural circuits to be strengthened. So that is the need. And what else you should do? You should do repetition and spaced practice. So what is that? Repetition, spaced practice. So listen, one Herb's rule is there. You can check out HEBBS Herb's rule. Cells that fire together, they wire together. If the cells are firing together, they are wiring together. And that is needed. For example, when that stressful condition arises, how your brain works very fast. If your cells, neural cells, they fire together from the beginning, right? From the vision of the site to till you saved from the situation, everything going very fast, right? If your all neural cells are firing together and that wiring together is very strong, then you can save at that situation from beginning till end. Otherwise the wrong neural pathway will not save you in any condition, maybe simple situations, maybe in complex situation also. And for that, you have to, if you try a 21-day habit challenge, you take one habit, good habit, maybe consistent micro habit you take, very small micro habit you take, and you practice that and give a space. Morning you practice, suppose you give space the whole day, 23 hours, then next day again morning you practice. May it be getting up early, may it be going to the gym, may it be getting up early and going for a walk, may it be speaking gently to everybody who we meet. Any kind of habit you try practicing for 21 days, no matter what. Take a pause before response if you cannot. Suppose somebody tries to not to get angry and he will practice to calm down every time. So what is happening in the morning, it's okay. When day grows old, when the day grows towards the evening, towards the afternoon, he might lose control. But again, what you do, you stop yourself, calm down, pause, close your eyes, take 3 deep breaths, and tell, I am calm, I am cool. Then again, you move forward and try like this 21 days. If you practice, then you will fully aware of what you are doing. Maybe 21 days or 22 days cycle. I told you in the last session, 22 plus 22 plus 22 cycle, right? And you maintain a journal for that. Record those everything. If you record, then you will know how you are progressing and build those micro habits. So rather than perfect condition, don't wait for the perfect condition. Every small habits you write and improve, write and improve. These are the 2 things I told: attention, developing attention, repetition and spaced practice. You start, even if a student can practice study, improving the study hours, not watching the mobile phone, right? Not watching the mobile phone in unnecessary hours. So everything for elders also, any kind of habits you practice. So, but you practice, you repeat 22 days, then 22 days action, then 22 days practice. Now you need breaks, you need rest, you need sleep. So what happens, during sleep, our brain, it consolidates learning and it remodels the circuit. Good rest is good plasticity. The more you rest, that is, more you rest means the sleep should be quality sleep. Your plasticity, brain plasticity will be a quality plasticity. Flexible brain you will get. And what you do, you give short breaks. When short breaks? During the work, during practicing the habits, or during your daily behavior, you give short breaks to yourself. So that can help the brain shift from an automatic habitual mode to conscious mode. When you break yourself, for example, now I am reading, now I am studying, or now I am doing some activity. So gradually what happens, our brain got tired and it finally it confused that what is going on. After it getting tired, the neural circuits may be weakened, the chemicals may be less secreting. So what do, you just take a short break. After the short break, definitely again your brain will get more oxygen, and when your brain cells will get more oxygen, it will again start functioning well. So give space, and take break and sleep at night. A good sleep will definitely develop your neural circuits and it will strengthen your plasticity, right? So anytime after practicing new behavior, you allow time for reflection or restful pause I'm talking about, and reflect yourself. How did I started that behavior or a habit? How did I feel during that behavior? So really consciously you think of that, consciously you experience that. You may take a note also, you may maintain a diary also, right? And one more thing, everybody, you might have heard from your childhood, or we have heard that mistakes or failure is the pillar of success. If I tell that language, failure is the pillar of success. So when you make an error, right, what happens when we see that our suppose I am learning driving, or a student is doing mathematics or some problem solving some problems, or a teacher is teaching somewhere, or a programmer, software programmer is doing some programming or coding kind of thing in a fixed way. See, all the professions I told, student, software programmer, the teacher, or your mother, or if mothers are watching, then I'm talking about mother, when they are cooking, or when they are doing some other household works, maybe, or in office also, when our mothers or fathers, they are working or on coding system. Suppose in a fixed way, in some way they are doing it, but all of a sudden a mistake occurs and they faced a problem or situation, like they cannot proceed forward. So our brain learns that yes, this is mistake. The next time our brain will take you in a different direction. Don't do this. This will become mistake. So when you try to do this, so these mistakes are the error signals. We can say, like for example, suppose somewhere it is written in the roads, when we move in the roads, some red markers are been given, road closed, take diversion kind of thing. The mistakes or errors are like that. When you make errors, you learn, your brain learns, or your brain learns to adjust, adapt new things. That is error signal. That is wrong, so I will not go in that way. So that is error signal. So that your brain plasticity, the flexibility changes, the pathway changes. So that is when you are learning instrument. Suppose somebody is learning instrument and he hits the wrong notes, then it will sound very odd. So his or her brain takes it that, okay, this is not sounding good, so I will go for a different notes, or different, I will hit a different note so that it sounds good. Again he will try, she will try. A sportsman, suppose a gymnast is trying to do a flip, or some front flip, back flip, etc. When he starts it doing, something goes wrong, he or she fell down, and again his brain or her brain instructs that this process is wrong, and again he adopts a different process. So this also going on. So this is the learning from mistakes everywhere, any profession, any daily habits. We have all learned from our mistakes. When a child, small child, think of your childhood. When you, you may not remember this, your parents may remember this. Uh, so our parents, when they saw us, we walk, we fell down, we get up, we again fell down, we again get up. So from that falling down and getting up, our brain learns this is the mistake. If you do this way, then that is wrong. If you do that way, then that is correct, and both. So our brain forms the new neural circuits, and that becomes a habit by practice. So this is so now you just tell yourself, whenever mistakes are there, you just tell yourself one thing: don't get frustrated, don't get sad for that, right? Rather, you just tell yourself. This will help you to gain more focus and gain more inspiration. Your brain will inspire, or feeling like it will be rewarded. Mistakes, take mistakes as feedback, not failures. Mistakes are not failures, mistakes are mistakes. Take that feedback. Okay, if I commit mistake, there might be a better way to do that. There might be a better way to do that. If I commit this mistake, there is a better way to do this, so I will do the better way. I will not go for this way. So that's a feedback kind of thing. So it's just like the humps and dumps on the road. When we are going on a road, we face humps and dumps, but are we stopping ourselves to go forward? Not at all. Mistakes are like that in life. When we are going ahead for our works or any behavior, any habits, that may be wrong beginning, but we feel like when we are going on a road, humps or dumps are there, but we are not stopping to go to our destination. So let us make our mistakes a feedback, not that failures. Then another, lifestyle levers. So what is the lifestyle levers? Sleep, exercise, diet and stress management. These lifestyle habits, these are the lifestyle habits which increases our neuroplasticity of our brain. A regular exercise, do you know, when somebody does a regular exercise or 20 minutes, I'm telling, last session also I told, at 20 minutes intense cardio activates our brain cells. It reduces stress. Immediately it reduces stress. You can try it. So regular exercise definitely improves your connectivity of the brain cells. It makes you agile, flexible, and there is a neurogenesis occurs. Neurogenesis means forming of the new cells in the body, forming of new neural cells in the brain. Neurogenesis occurs, and the dead tissues of our brain may die. The dead tissues, they will be flushed away, new tissues will be formed, and the weakened tissue will be strengthened. So don't you want that? Regular exercise. So it is prescribed that our health institutions, they have prescribed minimum 150 minutes of regular exercises, cardio exercises or aerobic exercises per week, regularly, minimum 150 minutes per week. And among that, 2 days you can take for strength training or weight training, like that. May not be intense, but moderate you can take, so that your brain will be resilient, your brain will be activated, neurogenesis occurs, and it improves your brain plasticity. And if exercise is important, then diet as well. Your diet and mood also. Because your diet and mood, if you are not taking good diet and you are taking wrong diet, junk food, etc., your gut health, how do you feel that one? Your gut health will be weak. And if gut health will be weak, then your mood will be upset. If your mood will be upset, then you will have a poor sleep again. If you have a poor sleep, you will not have a deep sleep. If you are not deep sleep, then your neural circuits, the loops, the chemicals, that will be not healed inside the brain, that will be not regenerated in the brain. Rather, your neurons are weakened. The healing process in the brain will not occur, because our healing process occurs in the deep sleep only. So that is there. If you study nutritional psychology, that is there. So diet and mood, that is that increases the brain plasticity. If you have wrong diet and wrong mood, then inflammation in the body will be there, and your poor sleep will reduce the plasticity. So that will happen. So include a daily brain health checklist. The brain health checklist, how to do that? Number one, you, for this what I'm telling, for sleep, you calculate less than or equal to 7 hours of sleep. You can sleep minimum 7 hours or greater than 7 hours, maybe sometimes. 20-minute walk every day minimum. So 20-minute walk minimum every day, that comes to 7 days, it is 140 minutes. I told 150 minutes of intense cardio or moderate cardio or aerobic exercises to do. Then mindful practice, or mindful practice means mindfulness. The meditations, if you practice, that will also help, that will also heal your brain health or your brain neurons, definitely. And one more thing you can do, learning new skills. Learning new skills and novel, be in the novel environment. So new skills force our brain to reorganize. It forces our brain to reorganize, right? And learning new languages, learning new instrumental. How? Because they will form the new neural circuits there. If you practice every day, new skills you practice. Initially, your brain may refuse to do that because it is hard. But gradually, if you every day you practice, you are forming the new cells, forming the new circuits. The structural practice of the neural cells will be improved. So that's what it is happening. Learning new language, new instrument, new games maybe, or you travel to different places, new places, and you meet with new people, be sociable. So those things will improve your mood again. I'm talking about the previous point. If your mood will be improved, definitely your psychological condition will be improved, and that helps in the brain health or improves the neuroplasticity at any age, right? So now what do, you take any habit, right? Any habit, and you practice that for 21 days or 22 days, and you see, but good habit you say, going to the new places every day at your locality, going for a walk every day, and maybe morning, maybe evening, whatever time suits you, or practice meditation or mindfulness practice, you do that. So, and you see how does it help you. So the brain changing exercises, I am just recapitulating the brain changing exercises. How can you do? Switching your hand. Switching your hand means, suppose I am a right hander. That means my right hand is the dominant hand. It's the dominant hand because I do everything in right hand. See, I do everything. I pick the mouse, I pick the remote in right hand normally. You intentionally, what you do, you switch your hand. Like when at home, you intentionally pick the things, remotes, the water bottles, or maybe the mobile phones, or the maybe the mouse. You intentionally operate in your left hand. If possible, sometimes you type in your left hand also. So what happens? Our left part of the brain controls the right part of the body. Right part of the brain controls the left part of the body. So that is what is happening. So what you do, if you intentionally change your dominant hand, then your brain tissues or brain wires will be strengthened. New pathways will be formed there inside your brain, right? So what you do, in that way you are engaging different brain circuits. Because if you do everything in right hand, because right hand is a dominant hand, what is happening there, our left part of the brain becomes unused. So what I did, I intentionally used my left hand and I used my right brain. So unused part, I used that intentionally. So that's a brain exercise you can do, right? And imagine you are brushing your teeth in the right hand, but your dominant hand is right hand. So just imagine you are brushing your teeth in your left hand. Imagine, close your eyes and imagine you are brushing your teeth in left hand. How does it feel? So immediately you start to rewire your brain. Immediately. That gives a good feeling. Maybe funny, but you start doing it sometimes. Definitely your unused part of the brain will be used. So this is called a technique called, this is switching hand technique. Switching hand. Sometimes at home we are always walking forward, right? Backward walking we are not doing. You intentionally practice backward walking. The unused part of the brain, you will be more aware. Your brain will be activated. So that you can do also. Switching hand technique. Then cue, pause, and new routine. That is triggers, pause, and new behavior. So what is happening here? I will tell you, like the chocolate example. Do you remember? Or checking the phone immediately after getting up from bed. When what I did, chocolate example I told you. When I complete my dinner, immediately I was taking sweet. But what did I do? That is a trigger. After dinner, immediately I was taking sweets. But after dinner, what I did here, after dinner, I took a pause and I try to involve another behavior there, that is walking, and gradually practice that. So that's a brain exercise. Consciously, I'm choosing my behavior. Consciously, I'm choosing my behavior. That's what is happening. So this can happen in when you get up from bed. Immediately, you are opening your phone, scrolling your phone to check the social media, maybe WhatsApp messages, Facebook, Instagram, anything. Scrolling of social media immediately after getting up from bed when alarm rings. But what you do, you consciously choose alarm rings, you pause for some times, close your eyes, pray God, give a gratitude to everything what you have, then you get up. Have a deep breath, take a glass of water. Do you think after doing all this, changed habits, do you want to see the phone again? I think your brain will not, because your brain will feel something great if you do these practices rather than scrolling the mobile phone after getting up. So definitely, and if you practice every day, definitely this will be new neural circuits in the brain will be formed, and you will be in a driver's seat of your decisions, right? So that is what you can practice. And one thing you can do, so fast exercise I told, uh, shifting or switching the hand. Then this is one cue, that is trigger, pause, and new routine. Alarm, then taking sweets just after dinner. Then now another one, a 30-day micro habit practice you do. So what you do any sort of micro habits. Maybe for example, I'm talking about uh, suppose you want to get up early in the morning and go to the gym. See, first thing, get up early in the morning at 5 a.m., that is difficult for you. And again, you have set a difficult target for you, that is going to the gym. So both are difficult. So what you do, you split those habits. For first few days, you just set the alarm at 5 a.m. and just wake up, not get up, just wake up. For a few days, 6 to 7 days, alarm rings, you wake up, alarm rings, you wake up, 7 days gone. And then you set a target. When alarm rings, you wake up and get up from the bed. Wake up and get up. Wake up and get up. 7 days. You set the target. So those are the easy tasks actually. But if you, these are the micro behaviors, micro habits. When alarm rings, I wake up every day. Your brain accepts that and you'll be happy. Your brain gets reward, and your brain, uh, starts to believe you that yes, what you have kept your promise. So brain tries to believe the brain itself maybe, because you have thought of waking up and you are waking up. Then alarm rings, you wake up, then get up. Alarm rings, you wake up and get up. Wake up and get up. Two habits. And here, two rewards we are getting. Yes, when alarm rings, I can wake up and I can get up. That's a great thing. Your brain feels rewarded and again tries to do the more heavier task. Third one, wake up, alarm rings, get up, wake up, get up, and then go to wash your face. Alarm rings, wake up, get up, wash your face. Repeat this. And again, your brain feels rewarded. You have achieved three now. Again, wash your face, brush your teeth, and drink a glass of water. Wake up, get up, wash your face, brush your teeth, drink a glass of water. So by the time you will feel the difference of happiness or a sense of achievement 100%, because these micro achievements are there and your brain is always feeling rewarded, and brain moves to that direction where it is getting rewarded. Your brain is feeling rewarded means it will try to do that habit, because if you are practicing that, your brain always tries to save energy. Actually, your brain always try to save energy, so that's the main function of your brain. So here what is happening, as you are doing micro habits and you are practicing, your brain need not put much effort to do those habits. Just waking up, just getting up, just brushing the teeth, just drinking the, so just your brain will feel like just, and you will also feel like just, and your body will feel like, oh, I'm just doing that. Then you will go out of your home gradually. Then you hit the gym door. Maybe you come back. Maybe you can add there another habit, another practice. After you get fresh and brushing your teeth, you can wear the shoes and pant, I mean, gym trousers or whatever, gym suit you wear. After you wear the gym suit, do you think you can stop yourself going to the gym or going out? Definitely, at least you go out. So that practice in this way, this is just an example I'm giving. You can set micro habits like this and practice for this. May take a long time, but these are the sustainable habit practice. So in this way, you can this I told you this exercises, shifting hand technique. Then I told you the which one, shifting hands, then repetition, pause, etc. Isn't it? And then the alarm clock, getting up trick, and 30-day practice. This one, gym, waking up early and going to the gym exercise. So you can practice this for improve your neuroplasticity, right? So this is how we just covered the neuroplasticity. What is the brain can change throughout our life, then it's how it works, the structural and functional, network and behavioral levels or identity levels, and how habit formation changes deeply inside plasticity. So that also we discussed. So exercise with switching hand technique, pause, I mean cues, pause and routine technique, micro habit tracker also. I told 30 days micro habit that you form and do that. So you always practice this and definitely you will be benefited. So this is what we discussed in this session, this neuroplasticity, and how neuroplasticity will be helpful in emotional intelligence, and neuroplasticity will be helpful in a relationship also. So this is our next parts of discussion in coming two webinars. I mean, this live session, I'll be coming live again. The next session, we will definitely discuss how neuroplasticity helps in emotional intelligence. So that is our new session. So if you like our session, there's a long session. So definitely whoever is watching the recording also, please like, share and subscribe to get updated about our new programs and upcoming programs. And if you may not need this, somebody else in the need of improvement of this brain health, right? So you can change the world, change your behavior, change your identity if you know this better. The previous video was about habit formation and science of habit, and this formation is about neuroplasticity. You can change your brain structure also. And I have told here many techniques or tricks, exercises you can do, and what you need to practice also, the different tricks, switching techniques, etc. So this will definitely help you. And if you share this to somebody who is in need, that you are helping that person in improving his life or changing his identity. That's a great thing. So kindly like, share and subscribe for the next updates. And thank you so much. I'm very much grateful to you to spend time here with me. So thanks a lot. Thank you.